what's lost behind my flaws. Can you love me naked? Yeah, 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 naked. Yeah, 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 naked. Oh, yeah, yeah. Might be a bitch in the morning, so catch me at nighttime. Some of my friends think I'm moody, but I think I'm just fine. I could be pissed, but I act like I'm not. I really remember when I say I forgot. No matter how hard I try to run away from love at the end of the night, I need somebody who loves me naked. Someone who never asks for love, but knows how to take it. Are you that somebody who sees a wall and breaks it? Are you ready to fight just to see what's lost behind my flaws? Can you love me naked? Yeah, 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 naked. Yeah, 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 naked. I need someone who loves me when I wake up. Who thinks I'm beautiful when I'm looking fucked up? I want that perfect love, am I asking too much? Someone who shoots for the stars, knowing I think I'm not good enough. I need somebody who loves me naked, someone who never asks for love, but knows how to take it. Hi, Stray Kids. Thank you for joining, love. I hope you're having an amazing new month. I'm sending you blessings and prosperity. Again, thank you for joining. Hey Kay, thank you for joining, love. I hope you're having an amazing month. Well, I'm sending you blessings and prosperity. Thank you for joining, Pamela. I hope you're having an amazing day. Sending blessings, prosperity, and abundance your way. So
So basically, I just came on because I had went live like early this morning, and I was just basically saying how when we don't hear the generational programming or generational patterns that was placed on our bloodline, we step out of the circle of endless possibilities, right? And I'm gonna show y'all a visual picture of what I mean when we step out the circle of endless possibilities. So basically right here, if you all can see this. So this is the circle of endless possibilities. And the black dot represents us as gods and goddesses of the world, right? So but before we step out of the circle of endless possibilities and come out of alignment with ourselves, we are under some form of programming. We're under a lot of trauma, right? Which is how we ended up stepping out of the circle of endless possibilities. And when we do that, we're under the victim mentality, right? So in life, we're either the victims of our circumstances or the creators of our realities, and we cannot be both. However, we do get to choose, right? And when we step out of the circle of endless possibilities, this is how we lose ourselves. This is how we get caught up in the ways of the world. This is how we get caught up in the illusions and the lies, the shame, and, the pride and things of that nature. And I understand it because as individuals and as a collective, we all have some type of childhood trauma or some type of programming that we were brought under, which is how we end up stepping out of the circle of endless possibilities in the first place, and not knowing that we are the creators, right? We are the gods and goddesses that the world speak of as individuals and as the collective. But because of the programming and the systems and things that was placed upon us, right, to strip us of our true identities, this is how we lose ourselves and become victims and get caught up in the ways of the world and become burdened by the ways of the world, right? Because we don't step out of the circle of knowing who we truly are, right? And when we do that, we are out of alignment with ourselves. And when we are out of alignment, we cannot create the life that we truly desire for ourselves because we're no longer creators. Now we are victims to our circumstances. We are victims to the false identities that was placed upon us from society, from people, places, and things, right? We have to learn to heal the trauma, the programming that was placed on each bloodline to keep us from tapping into our higher self, right? You cannot create the life that you truly desire as long as you're out of alignment with yourself, because self-awareness and self-realization is the key to life, right? And when we step out of alignment, right, we have given our power away. We have given our energy away. We have given away everything that we truly desire and what belongs to us. We have basically given away our natural birthright laws once we step out the circle of endless possibilities and lose ourselves, right? Because we're burdened by the ways of the world. We are allowing the false identities that was placed on us from society and from the systems that was set here in place to validate us and to control us, right? So at the top it said, what frequencies are you feeding your mind? It's imperative that we protect our mind. We have to be mindful of what we are feeding our minds. We must start listening to our intuition, right? Because thoughts create our reality, right? So what seeds are you planting? Are they negative thoughts or are they positive thoughts? Again, when you're out of alignment with yourself, you cannot create the life that you truly desire for yourself. Because for one, when you're out of alignment, you're on a low frequency. For two, when you're out of alignment, you're caught up in the ways of the world. So it's impossible to win. I always tell my people, how you going to win if you're not right within? We have to clean up ourselves as a collective and as individuals with the inside of us. Because what we're full of within, we're going to project it. So imagine if we're full of shame, guilt, the false identities that was placed upon us, lies, illusions. That's what's going to be projected in our 3D reality. Because that's what we're full of. And when it comes to healing, these are the roots that we have to pluck up in ourselves in order to become the creator of our lives or of our realities. I have done so much healing work along my journey. I was just sharing with them this morning that I have done so much work on myself that it's amazing that the endless possibilities that I'm able to tap back into. So as me being an individual, I was once a victim, so I understand how we become victims. However, we have to hold ourselves accountable if we want to heal so that we can get back into the circle of endless possibilities. Otherwise, we will constantly be out of alignment with ourselves, constantly repeating the same cycles, patterns, and loops. We'll constantly loop the cycles, right? And before you know it, here you 50, 60, 70 years old, still repeating the same cycles that was placed on the bloodline in the first damn place, right? So I get how we're out of alignment with ourselves. But we're in a time now where the truths are being revealed. And like I always say, we have been brainwashed long enough. We were brainwashed long enough. It's time for us to get back to our true selves. It's time for us to create the life that we truly desire for ourselves. Right? But you have to get back into the circle of endless possibilities. Right? Where you are authentic. Where you know yourself. Because we are our own universe. Right? When we get back into this circle, when we choose to heal, we tap back into our abundance. We're able to win in life. We now have our power. We have self-realization of who we are. We are authentic. We have self-awareness. And we're walking in truth. Right? Once you get back into the circle of endless possibilities. However, like I said, I get where we step out of the circle. And it's because of the programming, the curses and things that was placed on the bloodline. And then not only that, the systems that was set in place, like the school systems, because we got to go through school. Some of us go through school. Some of us graduate from high school and go to college, and then we let the world get a hold of us. Once the world get a hold of you, this is how you're able to step out of the circles of endless possibilities, because now you're burdened by the ways of the world. You're following the ways of the world, and you're constantly chasing things outside of yourself. Can you all see this visual picture? So again, once you step out of alignment with yourself, now you're in the victim mentality. Now you're blaming people, places, and things as to why your life is hell, or as to why your life is full of shit, right? And like I tell people, victims blame people, places, and things for their reality, but creators hold themselves accountable for what they have allowed to be manifested in their reality, right? However, we are both. We have a lower self and we have a higher self. And 97% of individuals operate on the lower end of the spectrum, which is because they're out of alignment with themselves, right? In order to do better, you got to know better. So again, I get it, but we are both. The goal in life is to have balance within yourself so that you're able to create the life that you truly desire. You cannot create the life that you truly desire for yourself as long as you're out of alignment. And see, when we're out of alignment, like, we messed up in the game for real. And we only can plant seeds from a lower frequency. So therefore, our fruition, our manifestations are going to be things in our 3D reality from a lower frequency, because those are the seeds that we're planting. Those are the things that we're consuming. Right? So therefore, if we're consuming things, then we're projecting it outwards. So just take a look at your reality. In your reality, do you have things that you truly desire? Or do you have things that you do not desire in your reality? Because again, as victims, we blame people, places, and things. But as creators, we hold ourselves accountable. And you can't be both. However, you are both, but you can't be on two frequencies at one time. We get to choose the frequency that we desire to be on. You know, and 97% of the world is on the lower frequencies. 97% of people are caught up in the ways of the world. They are burdened from better ways of the world, right? So, again, we get to choose. And I had, we're in a new moon in Gemini. And the moon was over my patio last night. It was so beautiful. But when I had got from it, the new moon in Gemini, of course, y'all know the new moon in Gemini is considered the twins, right? So when I recorded the moon last night because it was like right there, like literally. And in the moon, in that new moon in Gemini last night was a representation of the yin and yang symbol. For those who know what the yin and yang symbol is and what it represents the masculine and feminine energy. It represents darkness and light. And as individuals, as male and female, we both have masculine and feminine energy within us. The thing is, because of the false identities that was placed upon us, we are stuck on one side. We are one-sided individuals when we're victims, right? Because again, the programming that was placed upon us. And when we're one-sided, that what I'm saying is that means like we have a lot of women walking around in their masculine energy, and we have a lot of men walking around in their feminine energy. So that's what I mean when I say we're one-sided. However, as male and female, we both have masculine and feminine energy within us. The goal in life is to balance it. We have to have balance. And when we don't have balance, we're completely out of alignment with ourselves. And that's not who we were created to be. We were created to be the gods and goddesses that the world speak of. Right? But because of the programming, because of our belief systems was altered, because we was given false identities, these are the things that we do not know about ourselves. The world, society know us more than we know ourselves. Because we consume a lot of things outside of us. And I understand because our parents and our grandparents couldn't teach us these things about healing and things of that nature. We didn't have no one to teach us these things. So I get how the programming, how the curses is passed down from bloodline to bloodline. Because people don't teach us how to heal. So I get it. I understand. But there is a circle of endless possibilities that we can get back to. When we get back to our true selves, that means we are learning, we are reprogramming ourselves, and we are learning ourselves all over again. Because again, we are the gods and goddesses of the world. We are the gods and goddesses that the church speak of. We never had a God in the sky that was going to fall out of the sky to come save us. We have to save ourselves as individuals, as collectives. We have to save ourselves. No one is coming to save us. We have to save ourselves. And it's important, it's imperative that we save ourselves. We're in a very magical time right now where manifestations are taking place at a rapid pace. So the words say life and death is in the power of the tongue in which we speak it. So what are your mental thoughts? What are you speaking upon yourself? What are the things that you're saying to yourself? Because you are listening. This battle is you versus you. This battle is not you versus external things like the world told us. That's a lie. That's an illusion. We have to get back to our true selves, who we were created to be. So I was up at like 2 or 3 o'clock this morning full of energy, and I ended up going live on my TikTok like it was just sharing things with people. Like, we all have power within us. We are all unique in some way, shape, or form. And we all can create the life that we truly desire for ourselves, but we do have to choose to heal in order to do that. And if you're not choosing to heal, you're going to constantly be out of alignment with yourself. Because again, this battle is you versus you, not you versus another person, place, or thing. Right? When we are victims, we are told to chase the ways of the world. We are told to chase money. We are programmed to chase external things, and we don't have to do it that way. When we do it that way, we are doing it the hard way. And I hate that for us. And I understand because, again, we were brainwashed. A lot of people were so brainwashed that they would rather believe a lie before they believe the truth. And that's insanely crazy to me. But we're in a time now where the spell is being lifted. We're coming from under the spell and we're tapping more into truth. People are beginning to awaken within themselves. All you have to do is look around and pay attention to what's going on around you. However, how you going to win if you're not right within? You cannot win in life if you're not right within yourself. You have to get it right with yourself. Because again, you were programmed to not think highly of yourself. You were programmed to not know that you are a god or a goddess. We were programmed with these identities. But we have to learn to give people their shit back. Give the world their shit back. Because we're not who the world say we are. I was also sharing with them how, for a long time I lost myself in a 7-year marriage. Because I'm giving somebody the benefit of the doubt, not knowing that I'm cheating on myself, I'm betraying myself, I'm lying to myself, I'm not valuing myself, and I'm not loving myself. I was expecting someone else to do that for me. And when we do that, we give our power away. And the reason I was doing that is because I was a victim to my circumstances. I didn't know that I was the creator of my reality. I didn't know that. For 7 years, I went through holy hell and high waters. And I thought I never was going to see the light at the end of the tunnel, but God, but my higher self, allowed something to awaken within me, and I just took off, and I'm constantly healing myself. But I just want to let me come in front of the camera quick for this. I just want to share with you that we all have the power and the ability to heal because it's within us. We no longer have to look outside of ourselves for the things that we truly desire. Right? And just like I overcame a lot of obstacles and challenges, and I began to heal the trauma that was placed on my bloodline, or the curses that was placed on my bloodline. We all have the ability to do it. We just have to want to choose. And I got tired of being a victim in my own reality. I got tired of giving my power away to people, places, and things outside of me. Which is why I thought I never was going to see the light at the end of the tunnel. But I did, because I chose to heal, and I kept going. Y'all, I have manifested so many things in my life from just being still, learning who I am, and plucking up the roots of the trauma and the curses that was placed upon my bloodline. And I'm here to tell you that you can do it too. We don't have to settle. If nothing ever taught me value and love, a marriage that I was in for 7 years did. It mirrored me back to me. It mirrored my inner child back to me. It mirrored back to me the hurt, the pain. And those are the things that we have to heal in ourselves. Again, because we have false identities that's placed upon us. But I overcame it, and right now I'm crying tears of joy. Because if I did it, you all can do it. We are the gods and goddesses that the world speaks of. I promise you it's not a God in the sky that's going to fall out of the sky and come save us. I promise you it's not an enemy outside of us. This is all us. As individuals, as collectives, we have a lower self and a higher self. Right? And a lot of the times, because of the trauma and the curses that was placed on each bloodline, we operate from our lower self. We never know that we have a higher self. So therefore, we are creating and we are living our lives from the lower spectrum of ourselves, the lower frequency, which constantly allows us to lose. Self-awareness and self-realization is the key, and I learned that. And now I'm constantly elevating myself. I'm constantly growing. I have so much self-awareness. Like, it's nothing that we can't be, do, or have once we get back into the circle of endless possibilities. Once we get back into alignment with ourselves. it will be revealed to you that it was you all along. It was never something outside of you. As to the creation or what's taking place in your 3D reality. But we all have power within us. And it's amazing. It's amazing. Like the frequencies, the energy is so potent right now. We're in a new month. I just had to come on today because I'm starting to be more intentional about the things that I do, the environments that I'm in, the things that I speak. I'm starting to become more aware, to be more intentional about the life that I'm creating for myself. And I'm doing just that. And you cannot be intentional about your life until you choose to heal. You cannot be intentional about your life as long as you're out of alignment with yourself. Because again, it's you versus you. It's not us versus something outside of ourselves. This battle is between us. But this journey has been amazing. There has been highs and lows. But most of all, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And I love that for me. I love that for us. But again, we get to choose. We get to choose the lifestyle we want to create for ourselves. We get to choose the lifestyle that we want to have for ourselves.
And you're all washed out, 'cause it rained on your parade. Seems nobody.
There are truly endless possibilities. We don't have to repeat the loops. We don't have to allow the programming and the curses to be passed down. Because generational programming is passed down from our grandparents to our parents, and then our parents pass it down to us. And then we get to choose whether or not we're going to pass it down to our children or if we're going to heal. We get to choose. We are the author of our stories. We just have to learn to take our pen back and stop being characters in our own stories, in our own reality. When we are characters, that means we have given our pen away to people, places, and things outside of us. No, get your pen back and become the author of the script that you're writing in your story. You no longer have to let the false identities that was placed upon you validate you or stir you in the wrong direction, constantly chasing things outside of yourself. Choose to heal so that you can create that beautiful life that you desire for yourself. Stop allowing the external things to dictate you. Stop allowing the external things to validate you. Because it starts with us. And this is why the world is going the way that it is. Because we have been consumed with a lot of the things that society and that the world told us to be consumed with. And we no longer have to do that. We don't have to do that. Staying true to ourselves is the most important thing we can do for oneself. Being true to ourselves is the most important thing that we can do for ourselves. Is be true to ourselves. Stop trying to be true to people, places, and things outside of you, and be true to yourself. Because it starts with you. It's you versus you. It's you versus you. Stay true to yourself. Be true to yourself. Because it starts with us. We don't have to let the curses and the programming get passed down. We can stop it. But we have to choose to want to stop it. We have to choose to want to heal. Again, because the only way out is to go in. You have to unlock the power and the keys within yourself. in order to create the life that you truly desire. I'm a living witness, a living testimony. I promise you I am. And it's because I chose to heal. And the fish scales of the illusions was removed from my eyes once I chose to heal. And healing, it doesn't feel good. It also feels lonely, but it's worth it. I promise you it is. It allows you to have boundaries. It allows you to have self-respect. It allows you to be true to yourself. And I love that. I love that for me. Because I was an individual who was once a victim too. To my circumstances. Because I allowed the world to validate me. I allowed people, places, and things to validate me. I felt like I had to have on this certain thing in order to feel good about myself. And that's a lie. That's an illusion. That's one of the many false identities that was placed upon us. We was told never to be true to ourselves. But we can be true to people, places, and things outside of us. That's bullshit. We have to learn to ask the right questions in order to get the right answers. We don't have to look for things outside of us to fulfill us. And a lot of people in the world do that. Look for things outside of themselves to fulfill them. We don't have to do that. I promise you we don't. We can go within ourselves and unlock that power. Unlock the truth. And I get, we were brainwashed. But we're in a time now where the illusions, the lies, we're coming from under the spells of the world. Just look around and pay attention. I promise you we are the gods and goddesses that the world speaks of. It was never a God in the sky that was going to fall out the sky and come save us. We have to save ourselves. But we're in a magical time. And let me share something with y'all. Jesus Christ isn't coming back. What's coming back, though, is the Christ consciousness within humanity. There's no outside being out there coming to save us. They only told us that because they didn't want us to take any action on doing the inner work to overcome the spell to raise our frequency. They only told us that because they didn't want us to find out our true power, but instead to be dependent on Jesus to come back and to save us. No one can save us but us as individuals, as a collective, by raising our frequencies. We have to raise our frequencies. We have to get out of that victim mentality, because the victim mentality is a lower frequency. We have to get out of that energy, because again, to be honest, the only thing that's real is energy. This is how they've been controlling us in the first fucking place, playing on our energy, playing on our mental. We was allowing the world to plant the seeds for us. A lot of people allowed the world, society, to plant seeds for them, which is why we have a world that don't think for themselves. People don't think for themselves. They allow people, places, and things to think for them. They allow people, places, and things to validate them. People can't think on their own. People don't know that they are the gods and goddesses that the world speaks of. People are so full of the victim mentality that is sickening. People are so brainwashed that it's sickening. And it's because of the trauma. It's because of the programming. It's because of the systems that were set in place for eons now that have kept us dumbed down. But we're in a time where we're letting those things go. And it's imperative that we let those things go so that the systems can crumble. Because as long as we're feeding and allowing the systems to place the false identities on us, the systems will constantly consume us with things. And we'll constantly chase external things in the world. We have to be tired and sick and tired of the bullshit that's going on outside of us in the external world. It's sickening. These people have drove us crazy long enough. We have to give them their shit back, call back our power and our energy so that we can create the life that we truly desire for ourselves, by getting back into the circle of the endless possibilities, because we all have a universe within us. We are our own universe. We just have to dig in and heal ourselves and pluck up the roots, pluck up the false identities, pluck up the illusions and the lies that was given to us in order to see again. Yes, so, again, the power is within us. And we no longer have to give it away to things outside of us. To people, places, and things outside of us, because it's within us. And it has been all along. Like I said, again, I get, how a lot of people have become victims. I get it. But we have to get back into the circle of endless possibilities of who we truly are, so that we are able to create the life that we truly desire for ourselves. Again, this is the circle of endless possibilities right here. And the longer you step, once you step out of this circle of the endless possibilities of being the creator of your reality, once you step out of this circle, then you become the victim of your circumstances. You become out of alignment with yourself. And see, this is what society wants you to be. The society wants us to be out of alignment with ourselves. Society wants us to be victims to our circumstances instead of creators, because they know if we have a world of free thinkers, a world of creators, that's it for their ass. That's it. But we're getting to that. We're getting to that. We have to know ourselves. We have to stop allowing people to place the false identities on us. Stop allowing people to create our lives and tell us who the fuck we are. Get back into the circle of endless possibilities of knowing who you are at your core, so that you're able to create the life that you truly desire. Because when you're in the circle of the endless possibilities, you're in alignment with yourself. And it's something that you can't be, do, or have when you're in alignment with yourself. However, you have to get back into the circle of endless possibilities. You cannot create the life that you truly desire for yourself as long as you are out of that circle of creator mode and victim mentality. You can't. When you're a victim, you're out of alignment. You're basing life off of the doubt, the illusions, the guilt, the ego, grief, fear, lies, shame, and pride. And you cannot create the life that you truly desire for yourself when you are a victim. So we have to get back into the circle of knowing ourselves and being the creators of our realities, because we are the God and goddesses that the world speaks of. Again, it was never a God outside of us. Once you know the truth, you can't unknow it. You can't unknow it. Once the illusions is left, once the fish scales are removed from your eyes, you can't unknow it. When you know better, you do better. Get back into the circle of endless possibilities of who we truly are. And we was once there before, but we was stripped of the identities because of the systems that was set in place. Get back into the circle of endless possibilities. Know thyself. This battle is you versus you, not you versus anything outside of you. You versus you. Get back into this circle of the endless fucking possibilities, so that you're able to create the life that you truly desire for yourself. Because as long as you're out the circle of the endless possibilities, guess what? You're out of alignment. And you will constantly be a victim and constantly blame people, places, and things as to why your life is full of shit. And I'm just being real. I'm just being authentic. Anyone who's on the live today, do you know that you are the God and goddesses of the world? Do you know that? Do you know how much power you have within yourself? Do you know these things about yourself? Do you know who you are? Do you? Or are you allowing the false identities to define who you are that was placed upon you? Are you allowing the programming that was placed upon your bloodline to control you and to validate you? Are you the author of your own story, or are you the character in your own story? Which one are you? Are you on a higher frequency or a lower frequency? Are you getting things in your life that you truly desire for yourself? Are you? Or are you manifesting things in your life that you truly do not desire for yourself because you are a victim? When you are a victim, again, you're out of alignment with yourself. When you are a creator, you are in alignment with yourself, and you no longer give your pen away because you are the author of your story. You're not a character in your own story. You're not allowing someone else to write the script for you, because when you are the author and the creator of your reality, you write your own script. Is what you say. What are your mental diets? What are you speaking of yourself? How do you feel about yourself? What is that still voice within you telling you? Huh? Are you a creator or a victim? Which one? Do you know yourself? Or are you defined by the false identities that was placed on you from the world and from society? Who are you? Who are you when you're alone?
Getting engaged is like is the first hill of the roller coaster, and you hear those clickers.
Guys, we really have to wake up and smell the coffee.
Violent metal chunk.
We really have to come from under that spell that was placed upon us for so long.
This thing really goes high.
We do, and we get to make that call. We no longer have to allow things outside of us to define us or to control us. I promise you, you don't. I promise you, I promise you are the God and goddesses of the world. I promise you, it's not a God in the sky that's gonna fall out the sky and come save you. I promise you, it's not a God in the church house. It's within you. It's you. It's you versus you. Everything is within. Y'all, when I was a victim, I promise y'all I was fucked up in the game. My money wasn't flowing. I didn't feel beautiful. I didn't feel none of those things when I was a victim in my own story. That shit don't feel good when you're a victim. But now that I'm a creator, it's nothing that I can't be, do, or have, or create for myself. Because I am the goddess. I am the author of my story, is what the fuck I say. And I stand on that. I stand on business when it come to me. I no longer allow things outside of me to control me, because I control myself. Like I said this morning when I went live on TikTok, I told people we're like plants, right? And when it comes to plants, right? If you don't water your plant, if you don't give your plant sunlight, what happens to a plant when you're not taking care of it? Huh? Can somebody answer that for me? Can someone in the live tell me what happens to plants when you don't take care of them? Someone want to give me the answer? Huh? Help us out. Talk to me. Engage with me. Can someone tell me what happens when you don't take care of your plant? Right? And it dies. When we don't take care of our plants, they die. Right? Same with ourselves. When we're not taking care of ourselves, when we're not watering ourselves, we are spiritually dead. Because we are spiritual beings having a human experience. We're not human beings having a spiritual experience. No, we are spiritual beings having a human experience. So if we're not feeding our spirits, if we're not watering our higher selves, it eventually dies away. Right? And we cannot move, being, have our way at the fullest potential when we're not operating from our highest self. We're constantly repeating cycles, patterns, and loops when we are stuck and trapped in our lower self. Right? Which is how we become victims and get to blaming people, places, and things outside of ourselves. So let's figure this thing out together. Let's heal together. Let's come together as individuals and as a collective. And let's do this work together. This version of myself, this is a newer version of myself. The old version of myself, the unhealed version of myself would never go live to say any goddamn thing. Because again, I get how we were victims. I get how we have the victim mentality. Again, the program and the curses was placed upon the fucking blood. So I get how it's easy for us to to drown in that victim mentality. And when you're a victim, it's easy to blame people, places, and things outside of yourself as to why your life is full of shit or as to why your life is hell. I get it. However, we have to get back into the circle of the endless possibilities of who we truly are, which are the gods and goddesses of the world. And that's just that on that. But that's all I have for you today, TikTok family. I just wanted to come share that with you all. Again, happy new month, happy new day, happy new energy, happy new frequencies. I'm sending everyone today who joined this live blessings, prosperity, and peace, and bunch of love. I talk to you all later, TikTok family. Bye. Talk to you all later, TikTok family. Bye.